Well, welcome back to Close Enough Garage. I know it's been a while. I've been kind of flip flopping between too busy and not taking the time to stop and film it, and just not wanting to do anything at all. So I have my moments, I have my spurts. What we're here for today is, if you guys will remember, in my last video I did about cleaning your basement drain. I had everything set up in that tiny bathroom downstairs. Well, if you give me 1 second here, I'll let you take another look at that bathroom. That bathroom is here, and a little bit over here, and a little bit more over here, and then there's some more over there. The reason being was, okay, so I had this shower basin, and my intentions, because I noticed it was a little bit leaky, I was going to come in here and wire wheel all this down, get it nice and clean, and go ahead and scrape it up and, just re-caulk everything, all brand new silicone, whatever. And I have some waterproof high traffic concrete paint that I was going to just repaint everything with, just to seal it up, make it last a few more years until I was ready to redo the bathroom. Well, as you can see it, my plumbing is hanging here. There's no shower, no basin left. This is where the wall was. So we didn't have much room here. When you got back into here, guys, it felt like you were showering in a dungeon. It was terrible. This is where that video was actually filmed, was over here with me sitting in the corner with the sink there. Obviously, I've still got my toilet here, and that's what we're going to get into and focus on today. So I'm going to bring you in real quick. We'll do the rest of all this. I'll get into what I'm doing here at the end of the video, and then slowly over time, as I build this bathroom back up, I'll teach you guys a lot of new stuff: installing sinks, toilets, shower systems, plumbing, electrical, framing and studding walls, covering that wall with drywall, finishing the drywall, all that kind of stuff too. So right now, let's get into what we're here for today, and I'll show you guys how to remove the shitter. So first things first with this, whenever you go to do anything with the toilet, you have this oblong handle here that's going to be down behind it. It's going to be on the wall next to it, somewhere within a couple of feet of where the water goes into your toilet. And you're going to want to shut that off. It's a clockwise turn all the way until it stops. And then go ahead and give the toilet a good flush and hold the handle down. Your goal is to get as much water out of the tank as you can. With that knob off, it's not going to refill the water. So I'm going to get you in here and let you take a look at where I'm at right now and what I'm doing right now and what I've done. Now there is quite a bit of black sludge in here. This is from before we purchased the house. The plumbing just hadn't been ran in a while and it wasn't very good. Now when you go ahead and get in here, this is your float. This signifies for the water coming in to shut off. The water level rises. It's just like a carburetor. And it comes up and it raises that float. The float hits that point and it shuts off. It shuts the water off. And then when you go to flush it, you move your handle, it lifts that flap. The float sinks, the water flows into the toilet bowl. It washes all your nasty stuff away. It closes, and then as the back of the toilet fills back up, that rises and shuts off again. Well, when you shut off the water coming in, you obviously have nothing to refill it. So we flush it, we get as much out of the bottom as we can, and then I've got the gloves on because the next step is taking hand towels and just kind of getting them in there, soaking up as much water as you can, squeezing it out into a bucket, and then repeating the process over and over again until it's dry. Now I've got this 90% dry down here. There's a couple tablespoons of water in it. I'm not worried about that. So the next step we're at here, you're going to see that this pipe here, that's what's connected to that shut-off valve that you already shut off. It comes up here, you got your fill. It's usually a cheap plastic nut like this. This one was only hand tight. So I put a short bucket under it to catch any more water. It fell out. Went ahead and loosened that. I've got that hanging free. That's disconnected from the toilet. Now, this next step after that is one of the reasons why I'm gloved up. I've got one of our very American Solo cups here. And if you lift the toilet right now, all this water is going to dump on the floor. So you got your cup, you got your bucket, and all you're going to do is keep going ahead and bailing out the ship. So you get all the water out, dump it in a bucket, and then once it gets down to where you can't get a cup in there anymore, get your hand towels again, get in there, soak up as much as you can, wring it out into the bucket. The goal is removing as much water as possible just to minimize the amount of mess that you're making in your area. So I'm going to go ahead and get through that, and then we'll be right back with the next step. All right, we're back here. We have the toilet tank emptied. The bowl is emptied. I don't need these anymore. You end up with a bucket full of water, and of course, you can go ahead, dump it out, dump it down the drain, dump it on your flower beds. Make your mother-in-law or ex-girlfriend a nice casserole and use that water to boil the noodles in. It's up to you. Now, I wouldn't feed my mother-in-law any kind of nourishment, no matter what the source was, so we dumped it out in the next room in the wash basin. Now, on most toilets, you're going to have a nut and bolt on each side. So your next step is to find the right size. Make sure you're loosening, turning counterclockwise. If you tighten them too much, you can actually crack the base of the toilet. So that's it's not good. Now, in this case, I'm going to go ahead and be getting a new toilet in here, but that doesn't mean I need to destroy this beautiful, pristine unit from 1973 or some shit. I don't know. It's older than I am. Oh. That's why it doesn't move and I still barely move. So, we'll go ahead. I believe the nut on this side was either one size bigger or something. Yeah, this one was a 1/2 inch. They were mismatched. You'll have that sometimes. But you get your nuts off and go ahead and laugh a little bit. Put your wrenches aside. Go ahead and take hold of your camera remote. And now you've got everything disconnected. Everything is as dry as it can be. The next goal is to lift the toilet straight up about 1 foot or so off the ground. That breaks the seal underneath. It gets it off of the studs that are bolting it to the floor. And then you can just carry it right off. Whew, all right, I am out of breath because that was pretty heavy. I'm pretty sure I hurt my back and I'm going to be off my feet for another day or so. All right, what we're looking at here is instead of your typical wax ring, now this one was installed wrong. These holes here and here should actually go on the studs along with these other pieces here, but that's fine. Wax toilet seals, not reusable. As soon as you tighten the toilet down on them, they deform. That's how they seal. These foam and rubber ones are reusable. So to save an extra, 15, 20 bucks on this bathroom install, we're going to go ahead and save that and clean it up. Now, you also have your T-bolts that go into slots on the end of your toilet seal. If those need replaced, go ahead and do so. I'm going to go ahead, catch my breath, shove a rag in this hole to prevent debris from falling in, and we'll go through the steps for reinstalling your toilet when you're done. So, still catching my breath ever since the heart surgery, which was actually just a hair over a year ago now. I get out of breath and it takes me forever to catch it back up. So I'm going to be panting while I'm talking to you guys about this, and I hope you can just deal with that. We've got an old t-shirt shoved into the toilet drain hole here just to keep debris out, because one of the next steps I'm doing is getting the rest of this cheap plastic tile off. Look how bad that is. Most of it is coming off just with the touch of a finger. Had a few girlfriends that were the same way, but we'll get this all done, get this whole wall cleaned up, get all the mortar off, Any cracks, I'm going to go ahead and seal hydraulically. But as far as the toilets go, to go ahead and put yours back in, what you're going to do is I recommend getting the foam rubber seal like that, not the wax seal. Read the instructions. It's got different settings and different spacers for the heights that you need. I had mine already set for mine. Put the mounting holes on the seal and the spacer over your T-nuts and go ahead and have somebody help you very carefully lower the toilet down. And as you lower it down, you're going to line that T-nut up with the hole in the toilet until it comes through. And then have the other person just kind of sit on the toilet once you get it squared. Keep that pressure on, crush the seal, take those nuts that go on there and the washers and finger tight them back on. Then take your wrench and just give them a little bit on each side until the toilet's sitting flush and you can move it back and forth with no rocking. Once you get it to where it doesn't rock anymore, do not tighten it more. You have to think, with a toilet being porcelain, you're working with glass, and if you tighten those metal nuts and bolts down too hard, you will break it. You're going to be out money. You're going to be bitching that, oh, well, he didn't tell me this, so now I got to get a new toilet. Well, I'm telling you now, just be careful. Once you get that done, your new toilet's in, it's mounted to the floor. Go ahead and hook your plumbing back up. Turn the plumbing on and just watch it all. Watch it for a few flush cycles. Make sure you're not getting any leaks anywhere and that you're not going to have any problems and that you have a functioning toilet. And then I still watch it. Both of the bathrooms in this house, both of the toilets I've done the seals and all the internals and all that shit on. Well, that one I didn't do the internals. The upstairs I completely rebuilt. That toilet is brand new. But I still watch it. Every time I go in, I just kind of walk up and I'm looking all around, make sure there's no water around it. Because you know what? I own this house. And the last thing I want is for leaks to be coming through as I'm grabbing the drain for the toilet upstairs. But last thing I want is any kind of plumbing leaks. I don't want to deal with water damage. I don't want to deal with redoing stuff. That's actually the reason why I'm redoing this bathroom. And now that I'm at that point, let's go ahead and, you're welcome. I taught you how to do your toilet. Now let's keep moving forward. We're going to go on with the plans for this bathroom now. So what we're looking at here is, once again, that tiny little bathroom that I had in a previous video when we were cleaning out and running the drain auger. It basically went with the shower stall from, I got world's biggest hot water tank here with a hillbilly blanket on it just to save an extra $1.50 a month. I'm going to redo the fiberglass insulation wrap now I've got all this open, so this is going to be coming off too. May even go with a smaller, more efficient water heater, but that's not what we're doing now. Just like the water softener system, I don't need it. We don't have hard water. I'm ripping all of that out. I'm putting in a nice 10-year full house water filtration system. We'll probably do a video on that. Maybe, maybe not. Depends how I feel that day. But the bathroom went from here to that wall over there. You guys remember, if you watched the previous video, it was very tight. It was very small. The only thing I've changed was I put in a security light here because they had this weird, light fixture. It was covered in these globules. It looked like a biblically accurate light fixture. It was absolutely hideous. So we're going with a theme when we do this bathroom, and we're going to pick, it's going to be horror inspired. Yeah, all the pipes and all the concrete and shit, it reminds me of Saw. Or we could go with like a red oxide and gray and big knobs and dials on everything and a little porthole here and there and do like a submarine type bathroom. Or my wife said, honestly, it kind of reminds her of an old Subway. Not the restaurant, but the place where, the trains live underground and all that shit. But we're going to pick a theme, and ultimately that's going to decide what we end up going with down here. But for now, I'm going to finish the tear out. I've got this stud right here. This is coming down. I got to cut it right here at the water closet so I don't take away the water closet. We'll rebuild everything from here over. What is this? A random cup full of, I think, baking soda. Must be the old woman that owned the house before. She had all kinds of anti-smell hacks like that, which is weird because this house really doesn't smell. But anyway, when I build it back, I'm going to take where the wall was right here, and I'm actually going to bring it out another 2 foot or so, just to kind of open it up more. I'm not doing a shower basin. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to set it up and do it as a wet room. Previously, the shower head was here. It's obviously still here for the time being. I'm going to run new plumbing. I'm going to drop the plumbing down right here. Well, no, I'm actually going to run the plumbing out this way and drop it down into the wall so I'm not standing under the shower while I'm fully clothed and trying to work the controls to turn the water on. So I'm going to put the controls over here, put the shower head on a back wall here, and then have it all open. We're going to keep the toilet where it is. I'm going to get like a nice corner pedestal sink, something like that, maybe a hanging corner sink, some waterproof storage, waterproof medicine cabinet, and we're going to build the whole room with the concrete sheeting and then waterproof every inch of it and turn it into a wet room type shower. Now, what a wet room is when there's no shower basin, there's no shower door, there's no curtain, there's nothing dividing you from the rest of the bathroom. It's all designed to be wet. It's going to have a nice vent here going outside the house to evacuate all the humidity. So it just makes it really convenient. It's easier to clean. It's more open and easier to move around through. And that's what we're going to end up going with. Now I'm looking at this. I'm going to have to change a couple things here because I'm 6'1", and I'm able to bump my head on my light fixture. We're going to raise that a little bit too, but running all new wiring and putting in a couple of new outlets, new GFCIs in here so we have power if need be in the bathroom. I'm putting in, like I said, I'm going to do the vent. I'm going to drop it in right about here. It'll have a light in it too. So we're going to be making a lot of cool changes down here. And once I get this 100% and I've got my own bathroom, then we're going to start saving up and nickel and diming all the parts, pieces, and bits we need. And we're going to do the bathroom for my wife and daughter upstairs with a nice big tub that they can use because my wife is a tall girl. She's 6 foot tall and she has a hard time being able to sink down into regular bathtubs. So I want to get her a nice deep like spa tub up there, do a shower enclosure, nice high efficiency toilet, new vanity and sink, the whole 9 yards up there. But we've got 2 bathrooms, so I'm kind of stuck doing one at a time. And this one is the least necessary of the 2 at the moment, so it's just kind of where the ball rolled. Plus, when I was getting it ready to grind all this up and paint it, I realized that there was water intrusion in several different spots around here. And the further I got into it, the more and more rot I discovered. Until, well, it's all connected to each other. There's a lot of the wood that I pulled out of this bathroom is decayed and rotted and nasty, and I just say, you know what, I'm not doing it. It's not moldy right now, but it is a definite mold hazard. I don't want black mold around me. I don't want it around my wife, my kid, or our dog or cat, or anybody else that comes around here. So it went from I'm just going to repaint the floor to I have no bathroom in the basement for now, but we'll get it done. Anyway, I wanted to thank you guys for checking in. Thank you for watching the video and giving me your views and giving me your attention. Still the same theme of the show, even though we're not in the garage working on a 2-wheeler. I'm still trying to help people, so hopefully I was able to help somebody else today. And guys, just stay safe out there. Stay safe when you're working in your home too. It's all a game of safety. You know, you want to be healthy and live a longer life than I'm going to. So, you know, hopefully we helped somebody else today. Go ahead, do the like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell whoever. And thank you guys once again.